From out-of-this-world landscapes to mysterious plains and buildings.
These are 10 strange, incredible places unearthed.
Number 10. Niang Ohak, Myanmar. Nearby the small lakeside village of Indain in Myanmar, you can find yourself standing in one of the more unusual places of Asia. These buildings are commonly referred to as stupas or pagodas, depending on which part of Asia you are in. For example, this is how a traditional Buddhist stupa found in Japan looks like,
compared to the pagodas in Myanmar. You can see the difference.
The incredible architecture and the long history behind each temple helps to solidify this area's importance.
If you're visiting Southeast Asia, don't forget this place exists. It really is amazing.
Number 9. The Badlands, Utah. What exactly are we looking at? Is it clever photo manipulation or perhaps something captured by the Mars rover? It's actually the Badlands region of Utah. The name is pretty literal. Any dry, eroded terrains with minimal vegetation can be considered as badlands. The most famous badlands in the USA are probably those located inside the Badlands National Park in South Dakota. But I like the Utah location better. It's very hard to capture the real scale and size of this magnificently alien place. But as you can see, some photographers come really close. Utah as a whole is one of the more interesting states in the Union. There's something for you to explore, discover, and learn every single day. Number 8. Uplistike, Georgia. This mountain settlement is considered to be one of the oldest in Georgia. From 1000 BC until the 13th century, it was an influential and important city in the surrounding area due to its secure location and cultural/religious heritage.
Or maybe people just wanted to see the amazing caves. I mean, I know I would.
The building at the top of the hill is the 10th century Christian stone basilica. As time passed, the popularity and population of Uplistike declined, and by the time the Mongols got around to it in the 14th century, there was nothing left to ransack. The site is not very well guarded. The Fund for Cultural Heritage of Georgia has launched a limited conservation program. It is not exactly known how long this strange and ancient abandoned city will last. Number 7. Le Morne Brabant, Mauritius. Officially known as the Republic of Mauritius, this tiny island nation is found in the Indian Ocean. The islands have passed through the hands of a few colonizers, Dutch, French, and even British. Actually, the United Kingdom stayed there until the 60s. Reading into it a bit more, it seems that the UK claimed one of the smaller islands, the Diego Garcia. They got rid of all the locals, closed the island down, and rented it out to the USA, because why not? Well, the truth is, the USA has had an active military base there ever since they got their hands on the land, so it wasn't just because. Oh, look at that, a destroyed Catalina seaplane. Luckily, this crash was caused by bad weather, and no one was injured. What else? Oh yeah, one of the most unique aerial views on the planet, the so-called underwater waterfall. Scientists say they can easily explain this one. It's merely sand that's sinking farther into a deeper part of the ocean. Let's ignore the science and just enjoy the optical illusion. Number 6. Devil's Bridge, Germany. Deep in the magical forests of Kramlau, Germany, you can find yourself crossing one very unusual bridge. Some locals say that the bridge was actually built by the devil, since it is obviously beyond the scope of human possibilities. Seriously though, that's how bridges like this one got their name. If it looked too good to be true, the devil built it. Although this one is my favorite example of a devil's bridge, there are some more great ones, like the one passing through the Swiss Alps or the Italian Ponte del Diavolo.
There's also a devil bridge found in Bulgaria. It's kind of remote, so not a lot of people know it even exists.
If you got a chance to visit one of these devilish bridges, which one would you choose? I think I would have to stick with the perfect circle in Germany. Number 5. Koekohe Beach, New Zealand. Welcome to the unsettling side of things. What are we doing on some random beach in New Zealand? We're actually just staring at some incredibly round and unusually large boulders. As if it wasn't strange enough already, the boulders are actually hollow on the inside. As always, there is a mythical story associated with these rock formations. The local Maori tribes have spoken of a giant canoe, and these remains are all that is left. Scientists believe that these stones are created by the process of cementation, or the collection of mineral cement around objects. Obviously, I'm simplifying the process greatly, but check out this picture. This is what we're talking about on a much smaller scale. So there we go. The Maori and modern science don't necessarily have differing opinions, since the large boulders could have formed around the remains of the giant canoe. Regardless, Koekohe Beach offers incredible views, especially at sunrise. Number 4. The Temple of Valadier, Italy. Italy, as a whole, has hundreds of famous ancient sites, from the Colosseum to the Vatican. There's something for anyone and everyone. If seeking forgiveness at the Vatican isn't your thing, you can take a pilgrimage to the Refuge of the Sinners, also known as the Temple of Valadier. It is believed that the sanctuary was built around 1029 AD, but the location was used as a hermitage for much longer. In 1828, the Pope commissioned the building of the temple we see in these pictures. Deeper inside the cave, we have what is known as the Hermitage of Santa Maria in Frasaxa.
When the temple was being built, it was reported that there was a bunch of skeletons found just laying around. What do you think? Spooky or serene?
Number 3. Zhangjiajie National Forest Park, China. These larger-than-life pillars took around 400 million years to form. And I think it was time well spent. The place is truly unique, and the Chinese government has made sure that this location will be cherished by generations to come. Apart from the stunning views, you can also ride on the highest and heaviest outdoor elevator in the world. Or if you prefer, take the sky-high lifts. It must be one hell of a ride. And if that's not enough, you can walk across the 1,400-foot glass bridge that connects two peaks. But it turns out other people had the same idea. Too many, actually. The government had to shut down the bridge after only 13 days. They expected around 8,000 visitors per day. But the first few days the bridge was opened attracted around 80,000 people per day. So in the name of safety, they had to shut down so reinforcements can be made. Number 2. Chateau de Brissac. Let's take a break from the extreme for a moment and enjoy the haunting Chateau de Brissac. The land has switched owners quite a few times, and at one point the chateau was abandoned and almost destroyed. Then it was rented out room by room. That would be cool, huh? Living in a French castle. And yes, the chateau is obviously haunted by the Green Lady, who was claimed to be the illegitimate child of King Charles VII and half-sister of King Louis XI. I won't bore you with 15th century French politics, but long story short, the illegitimate daughter was married off to a nobleman, which makes no sense since no one was supposed to know about her, right? Anyway, her husband caught her cheating, and in a fit of rage, he killed her. Sounds like a load of rubbish, but people claim to see the Green Lady to this day, so I won't deny it. Number 1. The abandoned Catalina Seaplane, Saudi Arabia. We are finally here. The strange case of the Catalina Seaplane that was left to rot in the Gulf of Aqaba inside the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The plane was purchased by an American businessman who loved to fly. He took his family and his secretary on a trip around the world. What a cool fella. Everything was going according to plan. While flying over Saudi Arabia, they decided to spend the night near the Strait of Tirana. Little did they know, their life would change forever in less than 24 hours. By mid-afternoon, the family and plane was attacked by a group of Bedouins who believed them to be Israeli spies. The family barely escaped the barrage of bullets coming their way. Eventually, they were captured and interrogated by the kingdom. With the help of an American ambassador, they were allowed to leave the country. Needless to say, they never returned for the plane, and by the looks of it, no one else has either. You can still see it on Google Maps some 50 years later.
Check out the featured comment below, subscribe for more World Unearthed, and I'll see you in the next video.